Welcome to Wigglesticks TV. So the other day I had some issues with the charging on this system, so I'm just going to take the rectifier off this 96 and then swap it, just plug it into the one on my 98 and check what the voltage is doing. It's reading, this one currently is reading 13.3 with the engine and everything running, so I will just change this plug over and put the other one, the one from the 96 on, and then I'll see what the numbers actually say in terms of how much if it's actually charging properly, so then I'll know if it's the stator or the regulator rectifier. I have the rectifier off the old one set up now. I'm just going to turn the 98 on. Bit of sludge came out of that coolant system, so see what happens when we pull this gasket off, this cover off. Some interesting problems have cropped up in here. I don't think, well, probably this has never ever been off, so the hose itself has got a very, very deep mark in there from the hose clamp, and the same for this one. And then these Phillips head screws in here, not sure why you would put Phillips head screws in there in the first place. I'm going to need an impact driver or something to get them out of there, so I'm just trying to get this hose off without damaging it, which is sort of proving to be a bit of a challenge, so I'll see how I go, and then maybe I've got to order bloody new hoses for it. Time will tell. I managed to remove the water pump cover with one of the hoses just by removing this top hose here, undoing this. You have to give it a good clean because it's pretty cruddy, and then the surface where the O-ring is doesn't look terribly clean as well. So I'll just clean all this up and put the O-ring in, and then put it back in, and with any luck we won't have a water leak. Have my new O-ring ready to go in. It's just started raining outside, that's the noise you can hear. I've got some grease, waterproof grease to put on it, so I will put a bit of grease happening, and yeah, I've cleaned out all the inside of it here, cleaned off the surface the best I can up here, so hopefully it's ready to go soon. It won't leak anymore. It's got to be better than what it was anyway. This little bracket back on under here that I removed because it made it easier to get this hose off. Everything's re-torqued and greased, so with any luck we're not going to have any water leaking from behind here anymore. So just go ahead and put the cover and everything back on. I might, while I'm here, actually change the front sprocket because I have a new one for this anyway, so while the cover's off I may as well change that. And then it is on to just checking all the exhaust header bolts, because I think there was a little bit of a exhaust leak from in there last time. So yeah, pretty, hopefully this seals now. Yeah. So this is all back together now temporarily. Got the tank in there because it's going to have to come off again. I was having a problem with the neutral light, so I just checked all those connections. It's in neutral now, so I will just see if the light comes on. Okay, so no neutral light, so I've got to take this front nose cone off anyway to put the air scoops I have in, so I'll whip that off now and just see what the bulb is like in the other end. With any luck it's just a bulb, if not it might be something else because it's definitely plugged in. I checked the connection before, so I'll just have to follow up that wiring and stuff as well. So I'll just whip the nose cone off. So I've just switched the bulb over. I will see if it works. Oh, that's good. It was just a blown bulb. So I will change that bulb and then we should be all good to go. I need to figure out exactly which way this harness gets routed around here so that it doesn't bind up all the time. I'm going to do a little bit more investigating. I'm not sure if it comes across here, which it probably should, or goes under there or something. So just need to figure out the best way for that to mount, and then I also need to figure out where the flasher relay thing actually goes, because on the 98 it mounts to the air scoop over here, where on the 96 I'm not really sure, and this is a 90, I'm not sure where this has got the steering dampener mount, so it's probably from a 97, 98 or something, not the 96 one, but we'll see. Came out this morning and there's a little hatch on the ground. I'm not exactly sure if that is from a leak up here. It looks dry. Oh, that's grease on the back of it. So I'm just going to put this plastic container down there with my electrical terminals in there and come back and see if it's has any water that's sitting on top of it. So see what happens. Well, there was water leaking out of the same place it was last time. At least it was dripping from the same place. So I've dropped the fluid out of it again. It's kind of getting more sediment and crap out of the lines, and I've ordered new hoses, so they should be here shortly. So I'll just get on to doing a few other things, and hopefully it's the corrosion and stuff around where the hose mounts into the cover. Hopefully that's where the contact and stuff is not great, so that's where it's leaking from. But all the hose at the back that we saw was really crimped the other day, so we'll get there. So I've got these air tubes fitted in here now from Airtech Streaming. They're Yoshimura copies, and I'm just not 100% sure how they go into the airbox there or not. So I'm just going to try and fit the front fairing and then see what we need to do. I suspect the intakes have to go into the airbox itself. So you can see the air tubes themselves need to go into the airbox a little bit, because we've got probably a centimetre or two before the base of the headlight goes into the bottom of the frame there. So I'll just do a little bit of jigging around and see how this goes. So you can see that the tubes themselves don't go into the airbox. They're the same, not quite the right diameter, so the airbox itself will need to be modified or the tubes cut down. So just trying to figure out the best way to do this, I guess. Got the tubes themselves pushed in as far as they'll go until they're a tight fit now in the frame. So I might try and put the nose cone back on and see where it sits there. So they're a much better fit when they're pushed all the way into the frame here like this. However, they're still not quite in the right spot. Sorry, this is still not in quite the right spot. So I think I just need to take a little bit off the corners here just to get this to come back a little bit, because there's still in the back of the here where the top of the headlight mounts into the top where the top of the headlight mounts into the fairing bracket stay thing here. It still has to come forward a little bit. So I reckon if we take a piece off the corner there on both sides, it'll probably get in okay, and then modify the airbox. What I'm going to do, because I'm running a standard airbox, is I'm going to trim the end of these tubes to be more like where the factory where you run the foam in between the two. So I'll trim them in here so that they fit, and then I won't have to take the whole front end off just to get the airbox out, and then I won't destroy any of the airbox. I think that's probably the plan. So I'll pull these out now and see how we go. Back out in the garage this evening after a couple of days away from working on this. I've got this all fitted up nicely now. It all mounts in place. I just cut the intake tubes like I was saying the other day, so now I can put the airbox back on, and they'll fit on there pretty nicely. So I ended up just cutting off roughly that much of both of the tubes, and then they just fit in there quite nicely now. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Probably end up painting them or wrapping them, or definitely putting some stickers on there of some kind, but I'll worry about that once we've got this thing working and rolling down the road probably. Yeah, it's pretty, yeah, I think it worked out pretty well.